There was once a king so powerful that even silence spoke his name. In the deepest part of a dark and endless palace, beneath gold that reflected no warmth, he sat alone on his throne, not smiling, not speaking, only watching. The torches burned quietly around him, their flames dancing like shadows on the walls, as if even light itself feared him. To his people, he was not just a ruler. He was something greater, something beyond control. But power like that is never given. It is built, forged in pain. Long before the throne, before the empire, before the fear that followed his name, he was nothing, just a boy from a place forgotten by time, a village where hunger was normal and hope was rare. The nights were cold and silent, the days were filled with struggle, and every moment was a fight to survive. He watched the world from the shadows. He listened, he learned. While others cried, he observed. While others gave up, he endured. And deep inside him, something was growing. Not kindness, not mercy, but something much stronger. A quiet hunger for power. Then one night, the sky changed. Fire filled the air. Screams broke the silence. Soldiers arrived without warning, without mercy. The screams burned, lives ended, and everything he knew was destroyed. He stood there, frozen in the chaos, watching his world collapse. And in that moment, the boy disappeared.
Far from distraction,
was something
far
else,
from weakness.
something colder,
Every
something
movement
sharper,
he made
something
had
dangerous.
purpose. Every
And in the
mistake
silence
became
of
a
destruction,
lesson.
he
He
made
did
a
not
promise,
waste time.
not to
He did
anyone
not waste
else,
energy,
but to himself.
because he
One
understood
day,
something
he
others
would rise
ignored.
above them all,
Power is
and
not
when he
given,
did, no
it
one
is
would ever
taken.
take anything
And
from
so
him
he
again.
began to take it. His first battles were small, unnoticed, but each one made him stronger, faster, smarter. He did not rush. He waited, watched, planned, and when the moment was perfect, he struck. His enemies never saw him coming, and when they did, it was already too late. Victory after victory, his name began to spread. At first quietly, like a rumor, then louder, like a warning, and soon like fear itself. Men began to follow
This
him,
is the only
not
viable
because they were
crossing, Your
forced, but because they saw
this
something in
is where we
him,
make our stand.
something different, something
flank is exposed.
unstoppable.
We must commit the
A
reserves now,
leader,
or we lose the
not
advantage
just in
entirely.
strength,
Agreed.
but
The
in
attack commences
mind.
at dawn.
And slowly,
The day the
step
crown
by step,
touched his head,
battle by battle,
world
he
changed.
climbed until
The broken
one day
lands he
stood
inherited
above them
began
all.
to transform. Under his rule, chaos became order, weakness became strength, and fear became control. He rebuilt everything. Stronger walls, larger cities, a greater army. Nothing was left to chance. Nothing was left unguarded. His empire grew faster than anyone expected. Trade expanded. Gold filled his halls. Power flowed through every corner of his kingdom. And at the center of it all was him, watching, calculating, controlling. He trusted no one completely, not his advisors, not his generals, not even those closest to him, because he knew trust creates weakness, and weakness destroys kings. But still, his empire thrived. It became a symbol, a force, a legend, and soon the world began to notice.
not with admiration, but with fear. Power was no longer enough. It never was. He wanted more. More land, more control, more dominance. And so the wars began. Not small conflicts, not simple battles, but wars that would reshape the world. Armies moved like storms, cities fell like shadows, and everywhere his army went, only one thing remained: silence. Because he did not fight like others. He did not rely on strength alone. He relied on understanding. He studied his enemies, learned their patterns, predicted their decisions, and before they even made their move, he had already won. That was his power, not just the sword, but the mind behind it. And because of that, he became unstoppable. His empire expanded beyond imagination. His name became legend, a name spoken with fear across lands he had never even seen. But while the world feared him, something else was growing, quietly, hidden, waiting. Inside his palace, the atmosphere began to change. It was subtle, at first, almost invisible, but it was there, growing, spreading. Fear, not from enemies outside, but from those within. The same people who once followed him now feared him. His silence became heavier, his presence colder, his control absolute, and slowly trust disappeared, replaced by suspicion, replaced by doubt, replaced by whispers. Behind closed doors, plans were made, not of loyalty, but of betrayal
from within,
because power,
not from
like
enemies,
his,
not
could not
from
be
outsiders,
controlled.
but from
And
those who
those
trusted
around him
the most.
began to fear
The
what he
palace
might
turned
become.
into chaos.
The night
Shadows
that happened
moved,
felt
steel
different,
clashed,
too
voices
quiet,
echoed in
too
fear
still.
and anger.
And then,
for the first
without
time,
warning,
he was not in
everything
control.
changed.
He fought, as he always had, with strength, with precision, with rage. But this time, it was not enough. He was surrounded, outnumbered, betrayed. And slowly, the king who ruled everything began to fall. The throne was left empty. The empire collapsed. Everything he built faded into dust. And in the end, what remained was not his power, not his victories, but his story. A warning that no matter how high you rise, no matter how strong you become, power never lasts forever. And sometimes the greatest enemy is the one standing beside you. This was the story of the king who ruled everything and lost it all.
If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories of kings and empires.
And don't forget to share this video with someone who loves epic stories like this. Let's see if we can reach 1,000 likes, and I'll bring you the next part.